everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's the Packers going up against the Broncos. So let's get you out to Denver for the call of our game. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, we are located a couple miles west of the Colorado State Capitol building here in downtown Denver. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He completes it to Jordy Nelson. One thing's for sure, with Jordy Nelson, you can't fault his toughness. And we saw that on display in the NFC Championship game with that rib injury he played through.
To be honest with you, I didn't think he was going to play in the game. When I hear 2 cracked ribs, I just don't see that as a recipe for a guy being able to play wide receiver in a championship game. And he came back in about 2 weeks' time.
I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's the Packers going up against the Broncos. With that, let's go out to Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Here's Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the picturesque city of Denver, Colorado. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll need to get the play off quickly. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Now Rodgers will handle Lacey. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. It's the linebacker, Brandon Marshall, there on the tackle. Rodgers to throw on second down. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro linebackers, Von Miller. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play?
And trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And as the Packers get set to come back out on offense, and Charles, I want to ask you a question. You can take it offensively or defensively for Green Bay as they look to next year. Where do they need to focus, draft and otherwise?
I think I'll start on the offensive side of the ball, and I think running back is getting a position they have to address. No matter what they decide to do with Eddie Lacy, decide what they're going to do with Ty Montgomery, but get more running backs into the mix. I think offensive line, you always want to fortify that position. But flip it over to the defensive side. Who's going to be the pass rusher besides Clay Matthews? Is Nick Perry still coming on? Do they have to draft someone else to help supplement Julius Peppers? In the secondary, they need corners that can cover. That's a big spot for them.
Again, it's Lacy. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Defense has set themselves up nicely, 3rd and 10 now.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And for Montgomery in the NFC Championship game, you know, the Pack fell behind so early, they didn't really do anything with a running game. He had just 3 carries, 17 yards in that affair.
So that leads to the question of, what do they do next year? I mean, is Ty Montgomery going to become a full-time running back? Does he have to change his number from 88 to a running back number? Christian Michael was the backup in this game. Eddie Lacy was injured earlier this year. So do you even bring Eddie Lacy back? I do know this, though. In the 2017 draft, there are a ton of running backs coming out of college.
Is that the biggest question for Green Bay, that running back position?
I think it's one of the...
Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Back to throw, Simeon. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And 2 pits thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
On 2nd down, Lacey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
He's got Adams on the hookup. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Back to the ground, it's Lacey. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Derek Wolfe in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Oh, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Richard Rodgers, that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though.
I remember pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8, Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They'll go for it. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but
there goes Green. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A huge play there for Denver. 54 yards. They'll run. Anderson. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Thomas, the lone receiver, left.
Here we go now.
On 2nd down, here's Simeon. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now.
Booker on 3rd and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Devontae Booker taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Broncos are in for 6. And he knocks it through. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. Okay, partner, you ready for Brandon's off-the-wall stat question of the week here?
Well, is that any different than any other time we talk?
No, it's not. But Chris Hogan
yes.
and Julio Jones actually had the exact same numbers in the conference title games. 9 catches, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And hauled in here by Richard Rodgers. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the all-pro linebacker. It's Von Miller. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Simeon. Sanders has it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 17 that time. And it'll give the Broncos a first down. Here's Simeon. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
C.J. Anderson, the intended target. 3rd down here. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion.
Leopard! Detroit!
Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. Flushed out right. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Now, 3 straight incompletions. They don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th. Simeon. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They run it again with Lacey. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. It's caught. Nelson. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Just 2 yards to go here on 2nd down for the offense. They'll run here. This is James Starks. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Play clock winding down. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. A minute 57 to go in this first half. Back to Denver right after this. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. One back is Lacey. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Aqib Talib. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Here's Simeon. And this is going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Benny Fowler that time. And that brings up 4th down. On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. They'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
They go play action for Lacey. Now Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. A good pickup there at 22.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field. While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
He completes it to Nelson. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, there really wasn't much there, but a completion is a completion. A tough 3rd down awaits them.
On 3rd down, here's Lacey. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Rodgers now on 1st down. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. Give them 16 on the pickup, and the Packers are going to have a 1st down. And quickly, they get to the line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And coming out now, the Broncos. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A final shot before break. Simeon. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Here we go. 3-19.
They go play action here on first down. His throw incomplete. All right, I want to take this chance to show you some love, make fun of myself. Beginning of the year, we did Super Bowl picks. You had New England and Green Bay. You were close. I had Pittsburgh and Carolina. I guess that's why I do the play-by-play and you analyze things.
Well, I don't know that you weren't close. You had Pittsburgh in the Final Four. That's not so bad. You had the defending NFC champion in Carolina, and I get it. Their season went awry, but Green Bay, I thought I had a shot right up until about, 17-0 against Atlanta.
And then I thought,
yeah, I said, okay, that's not going to work out. But what a tremendous year by Atlanta and another great year by New England.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. A play fake to Anderson. It's Simeon. Going to try a deep ball for Norwood. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. He was looking for Jordan Norwood that time. And now it's second down.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Marlon Brown, the intended receiver. And it's third down. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On fourth down, Simeon. A dump off to Anderson. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. And now they're in the hurry-up. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that fourth down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Back to the air, Simeon on second down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe-tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. Again, Simeon. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about In your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Okay, got him half.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Trevor Siemian taking it in. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. So with second and goal, still had a couple of downs to work with. They tried to sneak, and they got in.
I like the idea that they did it early in the down and distance count. Second down as opposed to waiting later on. I think it fooled them a little bit, but how about the push they got up front to get the quarterback through?
Big push and a touchdown to boot. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Lacy. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now a first down carry. It's Lacy. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. Couple of Broncos there in on the tackle. Second down following the run.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And my goodness, another interception. It's the linebacker, DeMarcus Ware. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. And Denver getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Drops it underneath for Booker. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Play fake to Anderson. Now Siemian. And this one is incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and it's third down. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third.
Here we go.
Third and long. It's Siemian, eluding the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Marlon Brown from 21 yards away. And the Broncos will extend their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball?
And now here is another interception. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. And Denver getting...
everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Rams going up against the Broncos. With that, let's send you out to Denver. We're standing by in the booth are two men who will call the game for us. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, we are a couple miles west of the Colorado State Capitol building as we come to you from Sports Authority Field at Mile High here in downtown Denver. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Los Angeles Rams and the Denver Broncos. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
Here we go. 3-19.
3-19. The play clock's running down. Keenum now to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Brandon, when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach and talked about how they wanted to begin this game offensively, they talked about their script, didn't they? 10 to 15 plays, the first 10 to 15 they had on their script. Nowhere on the script was there throwing an interception, I have to believe.
In the backfield is Anderson. After the interception, here's Simeon. He goes underneath for Anderson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On second down, here's Simeon, and he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's third down. The defense here for the Rams.
Mark Barron entered the league as a safety, but really plays much more like a linebacker. One thing we always notice...
Trying to set up the screen. The big fella! A great read, and it's picked off. 20, 10, and he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. And the big boy, dare I say, he showed some athleticism there.
Oh, without a doubt. And you know what else we saw on that play? Why they do more and more ball drills in practice. They want everyone proficient with catching the football and being comfortable, because you never know when a big play like this will happen for a big man.
Now, post-game locker room, does he get an extra drumstick?
He was going to get that anyway. He may get the whole spread now.
Yeah, put some gravy on there. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six, we'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. They are going to go. It's Simeon. Got him in. He finds Sanders. A gain of 4 on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's fourth down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
Simeon throwing again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Well, the bad news, the Denver Broncos didn't make the playoffs, but the good news for Demaryius Thomas, he's over 1,000 yards again as a receiver.
6th straight year he's done that, but yards per catch and touchdowns down a little bit. Any of that due to the change at quarterback?
Think about it. For him now, in the last 2 seasons, he's had to get used to 4 different quarterbacks throwing him the football. I think that yards per catch will go back up when he gets some consistency.
Shift together here from the D-line. On 2nd and 10, Simeon. And he's going to go down. Back across midfield, he's sacked at the 46. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. From the gun on 3rd, Simeon. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. They find some open field here. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And his kick is right through. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field.
Here we go.
Now a first down throw, Simeon. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by T.J. McDonald. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
And we introduce you to these starters now, and Tavon Austin, a man who really doesn't need any introduction anymore in this league.
He did it all when he was at the University of West Virginia. Played wide receiver, slot, returned kicks, even lined up a tailback and ran for over 300 yards. All of those talents will be on display in this game.
A bullet throw, but incomplete. He was looking for Todd Gurley, and it's 4th down. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense
looking for Austin, intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward. Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball.
Got his man. It's Thomas. Touchdown, Denver. Demaryius Thomas from 17 yards out. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. And his kick is good. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And the Rams now coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? I think nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe in there to get him for a loss of 5. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
The reception good for 7. It's third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. He can run for it, and he will. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
I tell you, on 4th and 1, when you're way back on your side of the field, I thought this might just be an attempt to...
And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. It's the linebacker, DeMarcus Ware. So the Broncos coming out now. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Third down and 1.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jordan Norwood, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I'm still struggling to wrap my mind around the year Todd Gurley had with the Los Angeles Rams. I thought he was a lock for 1,000 yards, didn't approach it, and never got over 100 yards in a single game all season.
Yeah, and his rookie year, we know what he did. He was averaging 4.8 yards a carry as a rookie, 3.2 this year. How much of it was up front on the O-line?
There was plenty of that, but he also has to increase his vision, and I think he may add a little bit more weight back on in order to break a few more tackles.
He's going to, and that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down deep into Bronco territory. Back live now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going, and they've got it here with a first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Keenum going to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Brian Quick, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion. His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So a big sack for a loss of 4. It brings up 4th and goal. A field goal would break the tie, but look at this. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal.
Let's go.
Here we go. It's Gurley. Gurley unable to punch it in on 4th and goal. And the Bronco defense comes up big. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
A good pickup there, a 22. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well. Showed it right there. 3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
Here we go.
Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. It's caught. He finds Norwood. And he's brought down after a good gain. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that 1st down pass.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So 2nd and 10 here.
Let's go.
From the 50, it's Simeon. Screen play, Anderson. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They snap it to Simeon. Got him in. He finds Sanders. 27 yards on the game there. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. 3rd and long. It's Simeon. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Now they've got to be a little frustrated here to not complete that on 3rd down after having such a long drive going.
Hey, you're talking about going over 70 yards on the drive. Yeah, did you say a little frustrated?
Very frustrated.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm very frustrated. There's no doubt about it. They thought they were going to have a chance to cash in the end zone. Now it looks like it's likely a field goal attempt.
And Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't.
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Touchdown, L.A. Todd Gurley 75 yards. And the Rams are going to jump back in front. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Here's Anderson, and he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line.
Aaron Donald's secret, if there is one, to his play, his ability to contort his body in such a way that you can't get a good, clean block on him. He slides through holes and slides past blockers and makes plays just as we saw there.
Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. They'll come out in the pistol. Indeed going for it. Simeon. And this is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And the Rams getting set to go now. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open. I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
So on 4th down, here comes Greg Zuerlein. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kayvon Webster. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Here's Simeon now on 2nd down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. Fresh set of downs here. So with that, we come upon the 2-minute warning here on the NFL on EA Sports. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Now a 1st down throw, Simeon. That is caught at the 7-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Simeon, that's caught at the 2. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, And then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Trevor Siemian on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos have once again taken the lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline? One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And they're going to speed things up here.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
This one caught left side by Cooper. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. To the air again, Keenum. He has Britt over the middle. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the red zone, it's Keenum. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Pharaoh Cooper in the final seconds of the first half. And the Rams are once again going to retake the lead. And that will make this a 4-point game. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. There he goes, right side. And he takes it the distance. No time remaining.
No cloth on the field.
Yeah, no flags, and it's a kickoff return to end the first half. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. On first down, it's Siemian. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Keenum. And this is caught at the 8. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. So an excellent throw and an excellent catch there.
Zone coverage, which means you just have to find the open areas in between defenders. That's exactly what happened on that play. Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And Zuerlein's kick is good. And that is going to tie the ball game early into this third quarter. So they come away from this opening drive of the third quarter with only 3, but at least it does draw them back level.
And that has to be job one. A touchdown certainly would have been nice. But here, you get back on even terms. And now you get the rest of the second half to try and get yourselves in front.
And Denver getting set to take the field. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offense is.
And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Aaron Donald in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And quickly, they get to the line. To throw on second is Simeon. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders, 84 yards. And the Broncos have broken the tie.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
We got a breather here to talk conference championship games for a second. And the games were not close at the end. I know some people wanted really tight games. But you have to respect Atlanta, New England. From the word go, dominant.
And not only were they dominant, it was against teams who came in as the hottest teams in the league. Green Bay had won 8 games in a row. Pittsburgh had won 9 games in a row. New England, Atlanta, as you said, right from the start, established their dominance and continued it throughout each game.
4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take them to 4th down. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th.
Here we go now. Blue landing. Blue landing. Watch it now, Marty. Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. All right, now, look at 56.
They come out here in the eye. Keenum now to throw. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Virgil Green is tied in, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Now it's Simeon, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And McManus able to put it through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. The offense got the ball in a good spot, but they went nowhere. They settled for 3.
Brandon, I think it's safe to say that was a major disappointment. Had a great opportunity, excellent field position, and did not be able to move the ball at all. Big-time letdown.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Now Keenum. Britt's got it complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking. And I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Here we go.
Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. Buying time to his left. And incomplete here on 3rd down. Oh, Thomas unable to reel that one in, and now it's 4th down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 4th down, Simeon. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. Give him 9 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now a 1st down throw. Simeon completes it to Norwood. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jordan Norwood, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Derek Wolfe in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Here we go.
Here's Keenum now on 2nd down. Completes it right side to Britt. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on it and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Keenum.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
They'll get 17 yards there, and it'll be a Los Angeles first down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can...
And he's got his target. It's Austin for the Rams touchdown. Tavon Austin. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead. And he's got it up and through. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Screen play, Anderson. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing out second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
So a second down incompletion now brings up third down.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Off the fake to Booker and Simeon. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight. Back now at the home of the champs, Sports Authority Field in Denver. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
3rd and long. It's Keenum. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a step defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3-and-out.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case,
and I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Anderson. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down. Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle? The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Simeon. Got him in. He finds Sanders. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. And certainly a valuable tool to have in your kit, Emmanuel Sanders, and he's shown us quite a bit in this one.
And that's why they wanted to use him immediately. You know they come out of the locker room saying, let's get the ball to him, get our offense jump-started.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Rams now coming out on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now a first down throw. Keenum over the middle. He hits Austin. A gain of 6 there on first. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets them a new set of downs. And they're going to speed things up here.
Here we go now.
On first down, Keenum. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
All right, now look at this.
On 2nd and 10, Keenum. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Pharaoh Cooper, the one he was looking for. And now it's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. Got his man over the middle. This is quick. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Let's go.
Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Partner, nothing complicated here. This is just a pretty simple drag route.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Instead of throwing it downfield, they just throw it underneath and let the receiver do the work.
On 1st and 10, Keenum. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring him second down.
Receivers work all the time on making sure they catch the ball, haul it into their bodies before they turn and run. A little bit of loss of focus on that play.
Keenum again here on 2nd and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. And the seemingly endless drive continues. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
And now another one thrown incomplete. He was looking for the tight end Lance Kendricks there. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, run in the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Now Keenum, gotta have this one. Surveying the field. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Vance Walker in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight. And the offense here just looking to stay in bounds, complete the short passes, and put this game on ice. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They start the drive with Anderson. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. To throw on 2nd is Simeon. He goes underneath for Anderson. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, not able to find any yardage on that one.
Time is starting to run out, really becoming a factor. We'll see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back to the offense. Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. And that is incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Yeah, just couldn't hang on to the slant. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive.
And touchdown, L.A. Tavon Austin, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
Love the excitement we've got going here. If they just scored the touchdown, they're down by 1. How much fun is it now to figure out the possibilities? Kick the extra point and tie it. Go for 2 if they're really feeling in a gambling mood. What do you do in this situation?
I think you kick the PAT.
Yeah, I do too. Kick it, get my defense ready, and try and stop them one more time.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Green with a catch left side. And he's brought down after a good game. That one goes for 24 yards. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. They run again on first down. Anderson. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. And quickly, they get to the line. Simeon now to throw.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much. Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
So just about a minute to go here, tie ball game.
As fans, we love free football, but the guys on the field don't. They're going to attack and go for the win right now.
Simeon now to throw. They set up the screen to Booker. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. On 4th down, Simeon. And no, it's incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. Another carry now for Gurley. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Back to throw, Keenum. He finds his man. It's Austin. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Keenum now to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Well, he flew past 200, 300, 400 yards. Now he's over 450 yards passing on the day.
So what you're saying is oxygen for everyone catching the ball and trying to defend?
Yeah, especially those guys trying to defend right now.
No doubt. They've got to be a confusion.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They're going to hurry back to the line now. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. He's got him in, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
Now Simeon. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a third down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
He gets it to Brown, complete. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Now it's 2nd and 7. Back to the ground. This time it's Anderson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face a 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, partner?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this all the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL.